Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video, we successfully display all that our flowing user, all that post, right? And also here I display our this current user details. So now in this video, I want to discuss about here, I want to add one of the option for the like or dislike this post. So it will be just like our blog project. Into the blog project, I have already discussed about that things with you. So now I want to apply the same things again in our social media projects. So if you want to do that work, first of all, we have to work in our view. That means you have to create two of these function. One will be as a like, another will be as a unlike, right? So that is our home. That means if you go to our app, that means our app post, and that is our app post views. And here first of all I want to create one of the function. Okay, so before create that function, I want to remember that things with you. Like if you go to our app post and if you go to our app post in the models area, I have already created one of the class as a like, right? So now with this like, I have already created that relation our post, and I have created the one of the foreign key, declared the foreign key with our post, and also for the user I have created one of the foreign key with our user class, right? So now we have to do, first of all, we have to get it. That means we have to take our this class. So that is in our app post. If you go to our home view, that means that is our home view. So here first of all we have to add it. So that is in our app post model. So I have already imported that post. So now after that I want to input another one that will be as a like, right? That is our app post, and from to the model. So from the model I want to get our this class. So now I load our this class. So after that I want to create one of the function. That means this function also be required. That means a locking required. I make it as a locking required. And after that I name one of the function. If you add that function, I name it as a liked. Okay, I name it as a liked one of the function. And also here we have to pass that request, and also here we have to pass our ID, because of all every post they have individual, they have the ID, right? That is actually one of the ID. That is our another post ID, because we have to like it with a specific one of this ID post. So for doing this, I want to add another parameter, and I just take the parameter as a ID or PK. That means the primary key. And sorry, I added that our ID, and then I take one of the variable as a post. First of all, we have to get all that our post data, right? So now I want to get our post, and with this post class I want to get that objects, and then I want to get our which data. I want to get our specific ID data. That means in our database, if you go to our this, that is actually one of the table, right? So for this table they have one of the ID. So that is the by default ID actually created by this Django. So now I want to take that ID name as a PK. So it should be matched with our which one? It should be matched with our this requested our ID, right? So I want to match it with our this requested ID. So that will be our primary key. And after that I want to take another variable as a already liked. Okay, already underscore like. So this type of one of the parameter, and here I want to with our like model, I have already load our this class, right? That is our like class. So with this like class I want to get our I want to filter it our appropriate post, and also I have to compare our user, right? Because of all there is actually our post and there is our user. So now we have to combine both of these. That means here, so with this like I want to get our objects, and then I want to filter with what? I want to filter with our this post. That means this post. So this post will be matched with our this appropriate ID. What the ID I get it and take the things with this variable, it should be matched with this, right friend? And also we need another one. I have declared another field as a user, and this user will be what? This user will be our current user. That means our current user, if you want to declare it, I hope you remember it, it should be as a request user, right? That means our request user will be our current user. Perfect. So here I matched both of these, and I take the things with our this variable as a already liked. So now after that I want to check it. That means I want to put another condition, if not already like. That means this already like, sorry. That means this one, if not already liked, then what exactly it should be do? Then it should be actually, I take another one. I take another variable as a liked. Okay, liked post, and with this liked post I want to do with our like. That means it should be just like that same with our like class. I want to again check it. That means it will be set up our this data, our post will be with our same as a post, right? And also our user will be our requested user, that means our current user. Okay friends, so it will be just like the same condition. So this post, as I told you, so there is a two field as a post and the user, so it will be matched with our this appropriate requested ID user post, and also our user will be our current user, that means which user is already logged in. And after that, when it will match, I want to actually save it. That means I want to save our this like post. I want to save this data. Perfect. And when it will be saved, I want to return it. That means here in our if condition, here I want to return with our HTTP response. Make that sure you add that HTTP response redirect. You can see there is a HTTP response. Also, I want to take our HTTP response redirect. We did that work. If you go to our again view, you can see there is a clever HTTP response redirect. So now I want to use it. So here I add our HTTP response redirect, and also I need another one. I needed another one that will be as our reverse will be needed, right? So that is actually our reverse. So that is our Django URL and import reverse. So also you have to add it. So make sure you add that HTTP response reverse redirect, and also I want to take our reverse. So that is in our from, that is from Django, and then the URLs, and from here I want to input that reverse. Okay, that means that is a reverse, right? So now I want to access both of these. So with this HTTP response, I want to access our this one. That means here it should be as a HTTP response redirect, and here I want to pass our reverse, and with this reverse I want to pass it to our same page. I want to, when it should be liked, after that like it should be redirected to our same home page. So for the home, I have already created one of the URL. If you go to our main URL, here you can see I name it as a home, right? Now I want to pass it. So here it should be redirected to our home. I hope it's very much clear to you, friend, what exactly the things I did for our like post. So now we have to do the same things. I have to create another function for our unlike. It should be just like that same. So if you already understand that condition, I think it not be worried about it. So that will be our another condition. I name it as a unlike. Okay, I name it as unlike. It should be pass that request, and also here we have to pass our one of the parameter as a primary key. And then I want to take one of the variable as a post, and post will be with our post model. With our post model, I want to get that objects. Our objects will be get. It should be matched with our ID. That means our field ID and database field ID PK. That primary key will be matched with our this requested primary key. So here I pass it, right? And I just take the things with this variable. So now we have to take another variable. I take another variable as already liked, and here with our likes class, I want to get that objects, and then I want to filter it. I want to filter it should be as a post. Our post will be our this appropriate ID post, which I take the things with this variable, right? And also our user, and user will be our current user, that means our requested user, right friend? So I hope it's very much clear to you, because of like, if you go to our like, that means here you can see there are the two as a post and there is a user. So this post will be our this appropriate current when it should be matched. That means when it should be matched with our this requested ID, then I take the things with this variable and here I match it, right? And then our user, that means our this user, right? This user will be our current user, that means our which user is already logged in. So after that, before I save it, so now I want to actually delete it. Okay, that means when you unlike it, automatically it should be make it as a clean. That means I want to delete our previous record data. So with this already like, I want to delete it. So that means our delete method, I declare it, and after that I want to return, and then with our HTTP response redirect. So HTTP response redirect here I want to pass with the reverse, and then it should be redirected to our home, right? Same as a home page. So now we have to create both of this. So we have to create both of this URL. That means in our app post, if you go to our app post URL, so here I want to create two of this URL. So first of all, it should be, I name it as a liked. Okay, I liked, and also after that, like, they have one of the parameter I have declared. So our parameter is a pk, that means the primary key, right? So here also we have to add our this pk, right? So make that sure you add that id, and then in our view, into the view area, I have created one of the function name as a liked. So it should be as a liked, and also I name it as a liked. And also I have to take another one for our unlike. So it should be as a unlike. Okay, it should be as a unliked. And then also they have one of the primary key, and then in our view, that is our primary key, and then our view, I have created one of the function name as a unlike. So it should be as a unliked, and I name it as a unliked. So now I want to add one of the icon. That means here I want to add one of the icon. Okay, so if you want to add that icon, I have already added our Fafa. Like if you go to our base HTML, that is our base HTML. If you like, first of all, go to our home. In our home, I have loaded what? I have loaded that navbar.html, right? So now that is our navbar. So into the navbar area, yes, you can see I have already include our Fafa icon, that means the font awesome icon. So now we can actually use it, our font awesome, all that class, right? So now I want to do that work. So right now I don't need this, and go to our home, and into the home, that is our profile, that is our caption. So after that caption, okay, after that caption, that means our post caption. So that is our post caption. After that, I want to add one of the class. So that means our Fafa class. So that is our I, sorry, that will be as I, right? I, and into the I area, I want to put one of the class. So our class will be as a fa. I want to use our hard. Okay, hard, and I want to use it hard. And also I want to add another one. It should be as a Fafa hard O. That means empty. Okay, that means it should be another class as O. So if you search with actually font or some icon, you will get this type of one of the class. So now I want to use it as a Fafa icon, and then Fafa heart, and as a 0. Okay. So now let's check this out. If you now click as a save all, first of all I want to check it, everything is display or not. Click as a refresh. Yes, now you can see it's now perfectly getting our Fafa icon. So that is our Fafa hard, and that is our Fafa hard O. Perfect. So it's pretty much simple, very small size. Better I want to increase this size. So if you want to increase this size, like here I want to put one of this style. Okay, I put one of the style, and I want to add one of the font. Okay, font size, I make that font size as a 36. Okay, I make it as a 36 pixel. Now let's check this out, and also I want to add the same for our O. Now click as a save all, and now if you refresh it, yes, you can see it's pretty much better, right? You can see this pretty much better. So here actually now it's displayed both of these. So I want to put some of the condition, and with this condition, when it should be as a like, then it should be as our this icon will be visible. That means our Fafa heart will be visible. And when it should be as a unlike, then Fafa heart O will be visible. So how can do that work? I show you for doing this here. So before display this condition, first of all we have to get appropriate data. That means which user already liked our which post, right? So here also we have to get this data. So that's the home data actually comes from our view, and into the view here you can see that is our home, right? That means in our app, that means our app post, that is our views, that is our home function. And into the home function area, here we have to declare some of the things. Like first of all, I show you, then everything will be more clear to you. Like here I take one of the variable as a liked. Sorry, here I take one of the variable as a liked, and with this liked I name it as a liked post. Okay, so with this liked post and with our like, that means our like class, and with this like class it should be same. I get our objects, and I want to filter it. Okay, I want to filter it with our user. Our user will be which one? Our user will be our requested user, that means our current user. So that will be, sorry, that will be our current user, right? And then I want to actually find out our this user, that means this current user like our which post. So here also I have to get that information. So for the reasons, I take another variable as a liked. Okay, I name it as a liked, and I name it as a liked post and then list. I want to show all that our list. So with this I want to do with our liked, that means with our like post, I take our this current user data and take the things with this variable. So with this like post I want to add another function as a value list. Okay, so with this value list we will get our this appropriate information. So now I name it as a value list. So with this value list I want to show our all that which things I want to show all that our post, that means this author all that post, right? So now I want to add that our relation name as a post, and also I want to make that as a float true. Okay, flat will be as a true. It will be as a true. Perfect. So here I take that our value list all the data and take the things with this variable as a like post data. So now with this like post list we get our appropriate which user actually like our which post, right? So now I have to actually pass it. I have to pass it in our home.html page. So now in our home.html, after that post I want to take another one. It should be as a like post, and here I passed it in our dictionary area. So now we can actually use it. We can use it in our home page, that means our home.html page. So now go to our home.html here. So first of all I want to put one of the condition. Okay, so here I take one of the if condition, that means the if our right now I'm already in our for loop, right? That is our for loop. So I get all the data with our for, and also they have one of the primary key, so also we have to declare it. That means if, okay, here we have to write down as if post as our pk. With this pk I want to in our what from our view. I have already passed our liked all that user data, and I just pass it with our this variable. That means that is actually our like post, right? That is a like post list. So now I want to add it, so that will be our like post list. So with this we can actually distinguish that part, and also I take another as a else. That means it should be as a else it should be display another one, and after that I want to finish it. That means our and if. When I run it, everything will be much clear to you. So when it should be as a this post, that means if our this id is already liked, then it should be display one. Okay, then it should be display this one, rather than else it should be display this one. That there is a two condition I have declared. So now if you click as a save all, so that is our dev. I better click as a save all again, and now if you refresh it, yes, now you can see that now it's actually showing our one. That means only one is visible, right? So here I have put that condition. If this user already liked it, then it should be display our fafa heart, else it should be display our fafa 0. Now you can see I didn't like this post. For the reasons it's now showing as a empty, that means our fafa heart O, right? So now I want to put one of the herif. That means here I want to add one of the a herif, and into the a herif area I want to pass our this icon. I cut it, and here I paste it. Okay, and also I want to add another a herif, and also I have to finish it. So I just put some of the link on here. So I have already created two of this URL. I have created that URL in our app post and the like and the unlike. So now I want to actually run both of these. So that will be in our apps. That means here. So I call that our URL. That will be as a URL, and with this URL, first of all I want to load our app name. Our app name is the app post. So with this app post I want to access our first of all there should be as a fafa heart. That means first of all it should be as a unlike. That means here that is our unlike function. Route name I want to declare it. Okay, and also after that they have one of the ID. Also after that they have the ID as a primary key, and also you can say I have added this our ID. So now I want to add this ID. So our ID will be, I name it as a PK, and PK will be our this post primary key. Okay, it will be our this post primary key. So this PK is our declared it. That means I have declared that things with the primary key. So now this our primary key will be our this post ID. So that is our this post ID. So now I have to do the same things. I copy it and here I paste it. So it should be our liked. That means I have created it as a liked. So now I copy it and here I paste it. So it should be our app post and like, and our primary key will be our post as primary key. And then automatically it should be updated. Perfect. So I have already created all that function, right? In our view, I have created that like function, and that is our another as an unlike function. So into the view area, I have already created both of this. So that is our like function and that is our unlike function. So friend, that's all you have to do. Now let's check this out if everything okay. Now it should be work. If you now click as a save all, and now first of all I have to check our server. Yeah, server is perfectly running, and now I refresh it. So right now you can see that is our all that post and that is our blank, right? I didn't like this post anymore, and that is our another post, and that is our all that post is unliked. So now I want to do, I want to like this post, like that is our outside the box. So now I want to like this post. It's just like as a Instagram. Yes, you can see friend, now I have already liked this post, and for the reasons you can see it's now selected. And also I like this post. Yes, you can see it's also selected. So if you unlike it, and now go here, you can see again it's changed. So for the reasons here I have declared that part. That means when it should be unliked, when it should be unliked, then it should be automatically deleted our already liked all that post, right? So now you can see it's now deleted and make the things as empty. So perfect. If you are unlike it, yes, it's unliked. If you click as a liked, and now it's perfectly liked. So I hope friend you enjoy it very much. So now from here you can display your all that appropriate flowing user, all that post, and also now you can like this post and unlike this post, right? I hope you enjoy it very much. So now we have to do, you have to actually practice. Okay, you have to practice it, and when you practice, you will, if you get any issues, if you face any problem, just let me know about it. I will be always in your touch. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.